Heyo, good morning. Good morning. So, we are doing a bit of a bookish vlog today, and in my normal vlogging style, this is going to be messy. It's going to be full of short clips of choppy footage. It's going to be chatty. It's going to be just, like I do my vlogs pretty much all over the place. Bad editing, bad lighting. So, if you like that kind of thing and you are new here, then please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. And for my returning subs, oh my God, welcome back. Welcome back. I'm so glad to have you here. Now, I am ad-libbing this entire vlog. I have no idea what I'm going to talk to you guys about, but I do know that the reason for it is because as of my birthday book haul, which should have been the last video that you guys saw, I don't really have any footage. I'm still waiting for some books to come in from book outlets and also from Indigo in order to be able to do a what I think is going to be a lengthy, somewhat large unboxing video for you guys. So I'm waiting for those all to come in so we can have a proper setup. I'll do it in the living room and we can have some better lighting and just sort of hang out together there. Right now, I'm having coffee. It's about 6 a.m. And I had been looking at some of the videos that I had edited and posted up, and I know that I might be traveling for a little while. So in order to make sure that I keep on schedule for you guys and have some content for you, I'm trying to film this vlog a little bit ahead of time so that I have time to edit it and post it up before I leave, so that when I come back, in case I'm jet lagged and in case I just need to do some catch up and things like that, I don't want to feel stressed to have to produce content. So hopefully that makes sense. So let's just kind of catch up to where I've been in my reading thus far this year. At the date that I'm filming this is actually July 2nd. So I'm sorry to you guys who would like to have more current content. This is about as current as it gets on this channel because I'm a planner, not a pantser, in the sense that I like to plan my videos and have them edited and uploaded ahead of time, but as I'm filming them, I'm low-key kind of a fly by the seat of my pants girl. So I guess I'm a little bit of both, but anyway, I digress. I wanted to talk to you guys just about where I am, bring you up to date in more or less real time with my reading so that you don't have to wait for the monthly reading wrap up or the end of the month reading wrap up. And yeah, so I've got this like stack of books here and I want to talk to you guys about them. So I have my reading journal, which I don't keep too far, and I want to show you where I am in my July reads. So June, the end of June looks like this. This is what the end of June looks like, and because I'm a space saver, I put the July on this page so that I could start keeping track of my July reads on this page. And I'm actually waiting for a lot of stuff to be coming in the mail. Like I ordered some stickers from an Etsy seller who put them in the mail, but Canada Post is not at the top of their game right now. So I don't know how long those stickers are going to take to get here because for whatever reason, no matter what I paid, I don't think that this seller knows there are cheaper ways and faster ways to send packages with tracking. So maybe I'll write to her and talk to her about that because she's using Canada Post and it's going snail mail, and I have seen snails go faster, honestly. So these are the books I've completed so far. These two are unread. Charlotte Doesn't Matter and Goes Time Traveling. This is going to be on my Kindle. And then I have this sticker here, which is a copy of T. Kingfisher's The Twisted Ones. And that is a book that I got for free as a Prime member on Audible, which I haven't read yet or listened to yet because I was saving that for my vacation so that when I'm on the plane or if I'm, transiting or something, then I'll be able to listen to that one there. So that brings you up to date with the layout of the reading journal. And yeah, I want to talk to you guys about this. So as I was reading This Time Tomorrow, which I ended up giving, I think, a 3 stars to, I wanted to talk to you guys about potentially why. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with this title, it is a time traveling story, very, very light on the time travel. Zero mathematics are involved, which for me is like absolutely essential because I did have a lot of trouble with The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Editing Zahava here. So I meant to say The Unmaking of June Farrow in that little part right there and not The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And clearly it's really fucking early in the morning because I am not thinking straight. I'm not thinking straight. So what I meant to say is that it was The Unmaking of June Farrow that gave me all that trouble with the mathematics of time travel and not The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which I do have on my physical TBR. And no, I haven't read it yet. And I'm not really sure why that came out of my brain this morning, but let's move on. just in terms of like the mathematics of it. But this one I enjoyed, and I noticed as I was listening to it, because I do have obviously the physical copy, but my library happened to have it available on Libby for free. And because I didn't really have a lot of time last week, and I had started this book already, like maybe I was 10 or 15 pages into it, I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to borrow the book and listen to it on audio. And then I ended up in sort of a kind of perfectionist crisis because here's the thing. Okay, so I already had a physical copy of this book, but then I went to the library and got it for free and listened to it on audio. And that made me feel really guilty, like somehow I had wasted money on this book. So what I want to know is, do you guys do that too? Because the other way around, for example, do you guys remember when I told you that I had picked up a copy of Paladin's Grace after listening to maybe about no, I had listened to Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher on audio. And then I loved the series so much that I went out and bought the entire series, right? So here I am listening to it for free because it was free with my Audible membership. And then I went and bought the books. Whereas like I already had the copy of this and then I listened to it on audio. So I think it ends up being 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But the fact that I had this book first and then listened to it for free on audio makes me feel like I wasted money on this book. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. But for some reason, if I like the audio and I want to support the author, at that point, I'm like, okay, I'll go buy the print books and that'll be great for the author. And I don't know. Like, I feel like or maybe it's because I didn't like this book as much. I don't know. Okay, so here's the thing. I only rated this book 3 stars after having listened to it on audio, despite the fact that I enjoyed it and could really relate to the main character a lot because she's born in 1980 in October and she would have graduated high school in 1998, same as me. So we would have been in the same graduating year. Of course, I'm born in 81, but all of the references that were made to musical bands and like TV shows at the time and things like that would have been very familiar to me, with the exception of a few shows because in Canada we didn't get the feeds of these American TV shows. But but for the most part, I did have a very nostalgic time in this book. But I just wonder if the fact that I'm only half listening to things when I listen to them on audio is impacting my enjoyment of the book as a whole. And if I were to have read it with my eyes, would I have enjoyed it more because of the IKEA effect, right? So that's what I don't know. But I ended up rating this 3 stars, which for me is generally a good reading. It just means that it's probably going to eventually be unhauled, although I'm not in a hurry to unhaul it. So if you like a very light sci-fi father-daughter relationship kind of time travel story, and it also has like a lot to do with friendship and like, if you think that one timeline, or if you could have gone back and done something differently, would it have ended up the same way type of questions? And would you have been more satisfied with that life or that timeline story? That's what this book is discussing. And I liked it. I mean, I liked it. It was fine. But yeah, would I eventually unhaul it? Probably, but I'm not in a hurry to do that right now. Next, I want to show you some library books that I picked up, but I can't really talk too much about them because I haven't read them yet. So, Blood-Sucking Fiends. This will be the first in the series of the one where I bought You Suck, or I bought that purple book, which you guys saw a couple of videos ago. And I had told you that I posted the book on Instagram, and I ended up going to the library and picking up the third in that series as opposed to the first. So I finally tracked down the first one. This is the first one. I have it. I haven't read it yet. So that is on my end table of the library books that are in circulation right now. The thing is about library books, I don't know if I'm actually going to read them. I had gone to the library and taken out the second and the third installment in the Binti series. And I ended up returning those to the library because I just lost interest. I don't know. I had the books for 4 weeks, but they were kind of haunting me sitting on the table, especially because I knew that I had so many other books on my physical TBR that I really needed to make my way through. So I ended up returning those books along with the David Duchovny book, which I just lost interest in reading. And then I think some other ones of the novella haul that I did, because I think that at the time, my intentions were there, but then life got in the way. And eventually, because I'm a mood reader, my mood probably just shifted and I just didn't want to read them anymore. So I brought those back to the library. So this one, I definitely do have to read. But if it has to go back to the library. If there's a hold on it or something and I have to bring it back and I don't end up reading it now, I could always just put another hold on it and read it again. I'm trying not to stress myself or force myself, at least in the latter half of 2025, to finish books that I borrowed from the library, because literally I could always just borrow them again. If I feel in the mood to read it, I will read it. If I don't, it will go back to the library unread and I can always take it out another time. And that is what I have to tell myself, or else I'm going to end up treating the book unfairly because I'm not in the mood to read it when the hold comes in. Because this was actually a book that was on hold. Somebody else had it. And so when my turn came up, I had to take it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I was in the mood to read it right now, or that I had the time to read it right now. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me know if this ever happens to you. Now, do you guys remember when I took out The Crane Husband by Kelly Barnhill? I really enjoyed that one. That was a novella. It was a retelling of The Crane Wife, the fairy tale The Crane Wife. So I liked Kelly Barnhill, and I ended up finding, because I couldn't really find a copy that was available for purchase at a reasonable price. So I put a hold on When Women Were Dragons. This has also been a library book that's been sitting on my end table for a couple of weeks right now, which was a hold and came in, I don't know, I think I was on the wait list for about 6 weeks or so, and then eventually it came in. So here's another one that I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to read, and either it'll go back to the library unread or I will have a chance to read it before it's due. But I really enjoyed Barnhill's writing. That's the reason that I wanted to take it out of the library. But again, when holds come in and you're not necessarily in the mood for reading it, I don't know, it makes me feel really guilty, or like there's a lot of pressure on me to finish the book. And if there's that pressure, I don't know that I rate the book fairly. And I think that that's the sort of perfectionist chip on my shoulder that I'm having right now. I don't want to be unfair to the book because I was not in a good mental or emotional state when the hold came in and I had to read it. So that's what I'm debating right now, but it's on the end table in the to be read. Then I finished reading, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys will know this. I finished reading Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey, and I gave that book 5 stars. I love that book so, so much. It was my first of McConaughey's novels that I have ever read. I know that she has written Migration, so I immediately went out and purchased that one, even though I know that it's available at the library. I think Book Outlet had it at a decent price, I think. So, oh yeah, I think I used my 15% off birthday coupon to buy that one in my latest Book Outlet haul. So I'll show you guys that whenever it comes in because it's on its way. But the library had a copy of Once There Were Wolves, and I guess I'm kind of in that Charlotte McConaughey frame of mind. There it is. There's my English. Frame of mind. I was like, mind frame? It's early, you guys. I don't have any English available to me right now. But yeah, so I was in a frame of mind of having her books, having just finished Wild Dark Shore, which you guys, if you haven't read it yet, we'll talk about it more in the July reading wrap up, but it was fantastic. I just loved it. And I just would really like to read her backlist. So I bought a copy of Migrations, which is forthcoming in an unboxing video, and this one here from the library. Now, I'm going to be traveling. I don't generally take library books with me when I travel. I don't know if you can. Do you guys do that? Do you take library books with you when you travel? If you're like leaving the country, let me know in the comments. And then lastly, I want to show you the book that I'm currently reading, which is The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. I have never read Richard Osman before, but I wanted to definitely read this before I get a hold of the book to screen adaptation, which, if I can judge by what I've read of the book so far and the casting of such great British actors in the main roles of this book, I think it's going to be a fantastic adaptation if they do it right. Now, I'm not too far into the book, just at page 73 right now, but I don't know if I'm actually in the mood to read it. This is what I'm debating this morning. I'm kind of feeling like I want to get back into epic fantasy, which I have not picked up an epic fantasy book. I'm talking about epic, like not Legacy of Light series, which are roughly a little over 200 pages that you guys have seen me talk about lately. But I wanted to get back into epic fantasy, i.e., I got to finish the John Gwynne series, the Bloodsworn Saga that I have started, because those are bigger books. Those are much chunkier books. And if I don't start getting into those books, I'm afraid that I may abandon epic fantasy for a lot longer than I really should be. And I used to only pretty much read epic fantasy before starting the booktube channel, and now things have kind of gotten out of hand. So I think I'm in a state of analysis paralysis, or I have like too much choice. I do like this book, but I feel like I kind of want to put it on the back burner, finish a chunker of a book like an epic fantasy book, and then come back to this, if that makes sense, because I actually was just watching a video. Fina put out a video talking about how she was in the middle of 11 series. And I don't want to be like that. That's just irresponsible. That's irresponsible behavior. So, I think that I'm in the middle of 2 series right now, one of which is the Legacy of Light series, which, as you know, I've read book 2, and it's probably going to be pretty easy to finish book 3 because I have it. I also did start the Saint of Steel series, which is the Paladin's Grace, Paladin's Hope, Paladin's Faith, and Paladin's Strength, I think, from T. Kingfisher. I've only read the one book, which is Paladin's Grace, but I don't know if that's really considered like epic fantasy series. I think it's just, each story is contained, self-contained, though they do take place in the same universe. So I feel like that doesn't really count. But I do need to finish the Bloodsworn saga, because I feel like if I don't finish the series, because at this point, the series that I have started, all of the books that are in those series have already been published. They already exist. So I really don't have any excuses. It's not like I'm waiting for the second or third installment to be published and it's going to take a year and a half and I have nothing to read and I should start another one. That's not my reality. I have the books. And having the books and being in that scenario, I prefer to finish the entire series and call it done, and then put it on my bookshelf and start another one. So I'm thinking that I'm going to have to go back to the Bloodsworn saga, because I have Joe Abercrombie's The Blade Itself in like a box set. I don't know what the series is called, but I have those 3 books in a box set. I have the Prince of Thorns set. I have some Brent Weeks and some James Islington, and I have a whole bunch of other epic fantasy authors, incomplete series that I haven't started yet. Not incomplete, but like I have the complete series from those authors and I haven't started them yet. And I don't want to be in a situation where I have 6 series going and then I can't tell the characters and the worlds and everything apart, because it doesn't really give me that immersive experience that I'm looking for. So basically that brings you guys up to date with where I am now. And, like I said, I knew this video was going to be messy and potentially incoherent, but, and my vlogs don't necessarily perform well on the channel. So I'm not sure why that is. So if you could show me some extra love in the comments below and make sure to like the video, I would really appreciate that. It feels really good to get these issues off of my chest, because my poor husband has to sit and listen to me talk about these issues and obsess about these issues and type A personality these issues over and over throughout his week. Send Eric some love, put some hearts in the comments, please, and I will show him that you empathize with him, because these thoughts come to me in like little bursts as I'm reading books or thinking about them, or thinking about the ways that I'm failing them or failing at reading, if that's even a thing. So yeah, my internal editor is not a great editor. They're very harsh on me. And Eric has to listen to all of this. So I'm going to try and talk to you guys more about it and spare him all of that neurosis, if that makes sense. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to close this vlog here. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I know it was a bit all over the place, but I appreciate your company, and I will see you again in the next video. I love you all so much. Ciao for now.